Yeah, I mean, we are an iOS conference, so we cannot leave with a little one more thing. So 1 hour ago, I told you about iOS developers, but maybe we should make it even and talk about the other part of the equation. That would be Apple. So yeah, Audrey just said about that famous iOS 13 release, and I have a picture of what it looked like after the keynote. Yeah, for developers, when we got to work the next day, it was, as Tim Cook says, what a fun morning, fixing the app in Xcode 12. And speaking of iOS 13, so when you look at the slide from WWDC, you know, they give you a lot of expectations, but we know how it's going to look like in our app, the hard reality of it. Is it going to hold? We never know. I haven't put that many transitions in my slides since high school. I'm very proud of it. A lot of animations. So, Apple, they also have the famous Mac Pro. And when you are an iOS developer, if you buy a Mac Pro, I know that someone is going to be really happy about it. It's going to be Xcode, because it's going to be able to run so much. And even if you don't have the money for a Mac Pro, just with a MacBook Pro, you can be also pretty frustrated with Xcode when you have lots of cores, but Xcode doesn't just see it. It just does its thing, and that's it. And thinking about Xcode, so Apple, they said at the keynote that they're going to be releasing Fitness Plus so that iOS users can really stay in shape. But when you're an iOS developer, we already have Fitness Plus built into Xcode. You just need to be a little bit creative, but every single time, one push-up, and that's it. And this is actually the best way of getting rid of all the weak self in your code, but also in yourself. Now, let's be honest, Xcode is an easy target, but sometimes, it deserves it. It makes us very frustrated. A lot of frustration with Xcode. Now, we just couldn't live without a few words about the summer drama, so Epic versus Apple, and it's just one more time a show that there are really two worlds that will never understand each other, developers and the App Store review team. So now, I don't have any opinion on this conflict, but I know that there is another place where Apple is definitely playing favorites, and it's between Objective-C and Swift. Objective-C thinks is still there in the heart of Apple, but we know that it's Swift that's in the heart of Apple now, and by a lot. And that makes sense because for junior developers, Swift is really what we could call a gateway drug. You know, you see the playground, you start coding in Swift, and then the developers goes onto Xcode, and he has no idea about what is going to happen to him, but us, we know what's going to happen. It's not going to be pretty. And finally, as Audrey said, Swift UI, it looks like sunshine and rainbows. There are a lot of promises, and then there is a new release of Xcode, and you don't know if you have the strength about it. You just don't know. Thank you. This time, it's really over.